So the idea is we want to shrink these POWs. We want to shrink the powerfulness of them. So I have 3 ways that I'm going to share with you to shrink those POWs. And the first one is to lose the attitude. Not that any of you guys have attitudes. You can share this with your coworkers that do have attitudes. But when you think about an attitude means one person's right and another person's wrong, usually. So let's say another department hasn't returned a phone call or sent you information you need. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is so aggravating. You know, you're starting to get frustrated. You're feeling overwhelmed. You have things you need to do. You can't do those till you get this information. You just want to prove that you're right and they're wrong and they should get in trouble, right? And so they finally call you back and you're like, oh my gosh, where's this been? Or else you're passive aggressive and you say, thank you, and then you complain about them after you hang up. That was Jeff's talk, you know. So you get the idea. But when you lose the attitude, not only does it help the person that you were going to unload on, but it helps you. Now, I kind of get an attitude when I have to wait in long lines. That's one of my hot buttons. Does anybody else not like waiting in line? I don't know. It's like not my favorite thing. So if I'm getting in a long line, my husband and I have come up with this hand thing about losing the attitude, and we make an L with our hand. So like if we're out and he starts to get an attitude, I'll be like kind of on the side, or he'll do it for me, or sometimes I do it to myself. So if I'm in a line, I know this is a hot button. I'll be like, okay, Vicki, lose the attitude. My attitude would be, they should have enough people to help every single person in line so none of us have to wait. Oh, come on, Vicki, that's unrealistic, right? And that's totally unrealistic. But who said I was being rational? Most people with attitudes aren't rational. So I'll be standing in that line, I'll be like, okay, lose the attitude. Nobody can really see it. They don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes if I get really mad, I do this, I look like a penguin. You know, I'm like, okay, we're moving on up, we're moving on up. So losing the attitude, it helps you, because you know what? When you feel overwhelmed, angry, frustrated, your blood pressure's going up. Your heart rate's increasing. Your body's going into fight or flight. All your negative hormones are being pushed out. Yeah, you might be annoying to the people around you, but you're really hurting yourself. I mean, you're literally like punching yourself. You're bruising your insides when you hang on to an attitude. So one of the ways to shrink a POW, lose the attitude.